Let me grab this. Get back. Hi, little man. Hi, Weavers. Weavers. Hello, Great Kitty, who lives here but doesn't live here, who's supposed to live up the road. Getting fatter every day. The skies look like snow clouds. Hi, Cherokee girl. Kind of like fluffy white pillows. It's not as cold. Hi, Cat's Eye. How you doing? A little bit of a breeze coming up, though. Hi, Carrie. All the snow is gone. I say all the snow like there was a ton of it. There wasn't. Hi, I'll be Frank. You just came inside, Cat's Eye. I take it from the emoji that it's pretty chill, pretty chilly. What y'all got going on? I see. Hi, Shorty Small. I see some of us survived Christmas Day. Here we are again, doing another live. She did a live on Christmas Day on Sunday, and now she's doing another live. What in the world? Hi, Moonlight View. Anyway, it's much more pleasant out here than it has been of late. As you can see, I think. So if you saw the title, I'm not kidding. I'm going to make a chicken pot pie. And those of you who choose to hang around, we can continue if you wish. At least I'm going to. Me and my sense of humor. We're going to continue on our journey up until New Year. As I told the mods, when I'm in the mood, to go live and let others know, others being Jody Sue Brown, that you can do a live stream. Now, granted, mine aren't long, comparatively speaking to some, like hers. But those that she's been coming at sideways about all the time they're spending live on YouTube and doing all that business, that, they could be doing other things. So I've been on this little mission as of late to go live and show not only Jody Sue, but others who may or may not be interested that one can indeed be live on YouTube while accomplishing household chores as well as cooking. No, we're not turning into a cooking channel. It just so happens that I need to make a chicken pot pie. And it occurred to me, and I'm not looking at Chad, of course. Dewey's on the table. That's Dewey. Dastardly Doolittle. Um, it occurred to me because we had a number of viewers months ago when let me get you guys on a tripod. When I took a picture of a homemade chicken pot pie I had made and posted it on our community tab. Let me get you up here. Don't want to hit any of the wrong buttons here for a second. Sorry about the hand over the lens. Got to snap you in here right quick. Sorry about that. Anywho. I got to get out of my garb. A number of viewers wanted my recipe, which for me, I invented, but I'm sure it's an actual recipe that's out there somewhere, because they wanted me to post the recipe on community tab after I'd posted the picture, so I did. And then, hi Brandy B. You need a nap, Frank. I feel you. Taking my eyes off chat for a minute because I always look off to the side when I'm thinking. Okay, back on my train of thought. I posted the recipe. Several people responded that they had made it. And one viewer in particular said her husband's response was, wow, it tastes just like chicken pot pie. Which is how I know it can't be like nobody's ever done this before. But it just so happened one day I was wanting something savory like that. And so I had the ingredients that I was like, I think that's what goes in a chicken pot pie. So I made one and it turned out really good. And today in North Central Arkansas is a chicken pot pie kind of day. So I'm going to make one. So welcome. If you're new, your chat keeps disappearing on me. Welcome if you're a returning viewer or a subscriber. See if I can get your chat back up. And doesn't it sound good, Brandy? I think it does. It's just, I don't know, yummy in the tummy kind of thing. So let me get rid of my slide. And wash my hands. Don't know yet how many of you saw this morning's upload in regards to the channel and what's been going through my head in regards to our channel itself. You know, if you haven't, I would really love it if you would go over and watch it. It's like 25 minutes long. It's pretty long for a pre-recorded upload, and it's just me sitting there talking to you. But it's things that I needed to say. You know me? So I hope things have been good for you guys. Hi, Teresa Nelson. Hello, sweet tea. I don't see you, but I see people saying hi to you. We're going to make a chicken pot pie for anybody that's interested. I keep looking at your chat, and the lens is on the other side. So, hey, sweet tea. What's going on with Carrie Bishop? That we're telling her to stay safe. Carrie, are you taking mom to oncology? You know me, I'm going to stand here and wait till somebody tells me what's going on. So, oh, you had an ice storm. Okay, baby. Lordy mercy. Pacific Northwest. Yeah, beg your pardon. When I lived in Oak Ridge, Oregon back in the 70s, it's going to be a little bit of a racket. I've got to get the baking dish out. When I lived in Oregon in the early 1970s, early 1970s, there in Oak Ridge, we were on the Willamette River, Cascade Mountains, and I don't remember ever having ice there. Of course, that's not as far north. But, oh, there it is. I can remember, Carrie, standing in my front door, looking out and way out there at the Cascades in the distance, and they would be covered with snow. Sometimes, and we knew this because we were quite adventuresome as a young couple, we would go as far as that old Ford pickup truck would take us up those old logging roads there, to where the snow was almost as deep as I am tall, which is 4'11", 3/4 inches. But standing there in my doorway, Carrie, in Oak Ridge, it would be misting, a very light misty rain. And off in the distance, the snow-covered mountains. I love the undergrowth out there, the ferns, and all that good stuff. Uh-oh, a kitty got into my cabinet while I left the door open. So I'm going to kind of I'm going to just let that be and set these dishes aside. And then when he hops out, I'll get him out. And I have to wipe out the dish that the pot pie is going to go in. This is actually a souffle dish. I'm sure you guys recognize a souffle dish when you see one. Hi, New Orleans lady. Hi, TT. Why don't you have a wrench? TT, did we go through this before? I know doggone good and well I have modded you. Hi, Gigi Dolce. You know what, babies? Actually, I need to rinse this out. It's been under the cabinet there for a little while, and it's got a little bit of, I don't know, residue of something. Now I gotta fess up. Gotta fess up straight up. Okay. I would have sworn I modded you over here, but anyway, I got a number of thoughts going through my head, y'all. But I don't want to repeat really what I said in the upload this morning because that's there. And so here's what I got to fess up about. Ordinarily, if I had not been, and I'm not complaining or whining, but y'all know I baked almost every single day last week. Hang on, because the kitty got out, so now I can put the dishes back. Going to be just a little bit, it's all Pyrex, so it's going to clang a little bit. And that made me lose my train of thought. Oh, no, I got it back. Okay. Okay. And I'm sorry if I've missed anybody in chat. Mods, by the way, or subs, chatters. Hi, Dutchie. If, wait, what comes into chat? Hi, flies. Someone must be out of YouTube user name change jail. Benjamin Buford Blue, aka flies on the coleslaw. Just saying. All right. Now, I'm not whining. I'm just saying. I baked all week last week. So I'm going to cheat today, and I'm not going to make my own pie crust. Hi, Chris K. I'm going to cheat. But just so you guys know, yes, I make a very nice, light, flaky, and fluffy pie crust. So first thing we got to do is stop moving the camera around maybe so much. We must Pam the souffle dish. Now, you can use a regular pie plate, like a 9-inch pie plate. And y'all, I've even done it like a cobbler. I've done it. The thing is if you do it like a cobbler or in a square, shallower baking pan, you have to cut and trim crust and all of that business because if you're using the pre-made, what just happened to our music? Because it comes round, you know, you're making your own. You can start out knowing you want it to be square, whatever. But I have done these. I store my cast iron in the oven, the ones that I use all the time. So we're going to preheat the oven to, oh wait, no, we're not going to bake it till dinner time. Shoot fire. That's 4 hours away. If we were going to bake it when it's put together, which is what I'm actually going to do, so that when it's time, I just put it in the oven, we would preheat the oven to 325 degrees. And we would bake this because everything that's going to go in it, except the crust, has already been cooked, okay? So basically, what we're doing is we're browning the crust, and I don't know about you, but I like a bottom crust and a top crust, okay? But you can leave the bottom crust off if you want to. So anywho, we're going to, see, this is why I would never make it doing a cooking show. People would be like, OMG, she is so disorganized. I thought she said she could do a live stream and other things at the same time. So anyway, here's what I was going to say about to you guys when I was like, hey, mods in chat. We did a live the other day, and Wait What was here. I addressed this once already, but I want to address it again. That baby chatted through the whole live stream. How I did not see a single one of them. Hi, Android, I think. How I missed any of it, I don't know, but I did. I felt like that high when my live chat uploaded, and I'm rereading y'all's live chat from that live stream. It wasn't yesterday's, it was the one that I did the live before last. Hi, Peanut. I'm doing well, except I got a tickle in my throat. You get my soda pop. And Wait What was chatting, and it was delightful chat. And y'all, I never even acknowledged that Wait What was in the chat, and I'm pretty sure I acknowledged everybody else. You don't know how bad it makes somebody like me feel when you do that, especially when it's somebody like Wait What that's just, adorable. Anyway, if anybody sees Wait What, oh, already did it. Okay, so I sprayed the souffle dish with original Pam. You can smear butter around in there or some other kind, but I like Pam for this kind of thing because it doesn't interfere with anything else flavor-wise or consistency-wise or whatever. Now then, look at your chat for a few minutes, because kind of once I kick in here, you guys are going to be like, oh, she's ignoring us again and just expecting us to chat amongst ourselves like Jody Sue Brown does over on her channel. Hey, you guys know what? Did you see, and if you didn't, why haven't you? My video the other day, the title in quotes, because it's a quote from a Monty Python movie. She turned me into a newt. Ellipses. I got better. Close quote. Y'all, not only did we have a viewer whose power went out right in the middle of that witchy video. No kidding, y'all. Shortly after I ended that live, I heard not a crash like breaking glass, but like a kind of a heavy, I'm not getting all ooh on you. I'm just telling you something that happened that has never happened before. Hang on before we get to chicken pot pie. You flip the lens here. Okay. This picture, okay, it's heavy. You can see it's glass, it's matted. As a matter of fact, it's a shot of the Willamette River. Okay. We're going to walk around here. Excuse any mess you may see. All right, this is the master bedroom. The picture was hanging right here, right above the head of the bed. Right there. It was not suspended from the bookshelf above. Okay? The reason there's nothing on this end is that's Wang Chang Cheetah Burritos perch down here on the empty end. But on the same end, now keep in mind, that picture was hanging from its own hook, which maybe you can see the hole right there. Okay? Look at this. The shelf didn't fall, nor did it come down enough to touch the picture. The picture, the sound I heard was that heavy. It's actually a photograph. It's not a painting. That picture had fallen down. Hang on, I'm going to flip the lens again. Between the wall and the head of the bed, right there. No one was in bed at the time. I'm just saying, I'm not really sure exactly how that happened, because that thing is up there on 4 major brackets, and I see one actually pulling, and I don't know. Ooh, I don't know what it was. But as a precautionary measure, that picture is going to have to find a new wall to hang on that is nowhere near anybody's head. And the glass didn't crack or anything. I know. Ooh. She turned me into a newt. I got better. Okay. Now, back to the serious matters at hand, which means preparing for a meal that will take place. It's now 1 o'clock Central Time, USA. It will go in the oven at about 4 o'clock. When Bob gets off work at 4, it's going to cook for about 35 to 45 minutes at 325 until actually the crust is the light golden brown and the innards are bubbly, like a witch's brew in a cauldron. Deborah Hangy. That old black magic has me in its spell. All right, anyway. I do like these. Now, I only like to use Pillsbury. No, they're not a sponsor, and I'm not selling them. But when it comes to store-bought pie crust, I don't like the kind that comes already in a tin. I think they're tough. They're not flaky. My opinion only. And any other brand than Pillsbury, it just doesn't have the flavor that I like, which is a more old-fashioned flavor. So I'm not going to be looking at your chat. Snuggle in, get a beverage, a snack, take a nap if you wish, and let's prepare chicken pot pie. Cutting the crusts open. I guess I could turn it down here, maybe, where you can see me. Or not see me, but maybe kind of see what I'm doing. More like a cooking show. All right, here we go. It came upon a midnight clear. Okay, so these can be kept frozen for quite some time if you choose to use them. I'm unrolling it, by the way. They can be kept in the fridge for a while, but you want to make sure that you take them out of the refrigerator. Look at it folding up like a petal. You want to take it out of the refrigerator and let it reach room temperature so that it's easy to work with the crust. What I'm doing, I'm not sure if it's called fluting, and I don't know if you can see, but I'm just kind of get it to customize it to fit. I'm kind of fluting it like you would the edge of a bottom pie crust and stretching it just a little bit Not, you got to do that gently too. Another reason you want it at room temperature, because if it's too chilled and you try to stretch it a little bit and you're not really gentle, it'll break. And you don't want it too doughy on one side, so you want it to kind of come out even. Let me do a little adjustment here right quick. Okay, and I like to take my finger just kind of curved like this and go around to make sure it's kind of snug, where there's no air pockets between the crust and the dish. And you don't want to handle it too much. One of the biggest mistakes with pastry is over handling the dough. Same thing with biscuits. The more you handle it, the less flaky it's going to be. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Let me get rid of my trash. It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch. You just saw. I didn't mean for you to see. I'm wearing my turquoise with white stars fuzzy pajama bottoms. Peanut, honey, you mean here in chat, or do you mean like on Facebook or something, honey? The answer is probably no. But I'll try to. All right, I got to put this in recycling, because here in our house, here at the old Brewer domain, we recycle. We recycle cardboard, newspapers, magazines, as well as aluminum cans and certain plastics. Anyway, there's a very brief tour of the laundry room. Y'all, you should, I'm sure you're accustomed to this by now. When I've got you on this tripod and we're just on the phone, I'm just most likely. Oh, your message was, of course you can ask a question, Peanut. Of course you can. All right. But now your chat keeps disappearing, honey, and that may be one that's going to present a problem as well. But I'll keep trying to look over. Get down, Willow. Get down. Anyway, I'm wearing my fuzzy pajama breeches. 1 10-ounce can of premium breast meat of chicken with rib meat in water. I'm as picky about this as I am about the Pillsbury dough. It has to be Campbell's cream of chicken, and it can't be low sodium, have a heart. No, real condensed Campbell's cream of chicken soup. Now on this one, you can fudge, as they say. When available, Bob gets me Real Veg All, a 15-ounce can. In this case, he bought me Vicks store brand mixed vegetables. That's fine. That part doesn't matter quite so much. I actually prefer Swanson's chicken breast. Peanut, have you asked your question yet? Oops. Y'all, I get nervous when I touch my phone. It brings up the thing for me to block you. And I don't want to block her accidentally. Yes, Brandy B, I am. Baby, I've got a step ladder. I was just too lazy to walk back there. Peanut, I'm not seeing your question, honey, yet. Anyway, I have a great step stool with a little thing. I have to go back there and get it. I just didn't have it here. Okay, now, I prefer the Swanson canned chicken. To be honest with you, I've discovered that with these, like this is Best Choice, which it's good. It tastes good and it's good quality. But to be honest with you, kids, there's more chicken in the same ounce can when it's Swanson, which of course is why it costs more. Anywho, now I need a mixing bowl. And I don't know if that one's big enough. I love this bowl. I'm sure many of you have seen this pattern. It's Hole's Superior Quality Kitchenware made in USA. Rose Parade is the pattern. And of course it has wear and cracks and stuff, but it was a 3-bowl set. This is the only one I have. Now, sometimes my can opener wants to get cranky, my electric one, when it comes to opening a can that's this big around. I don't know why, but I'm going to try it anyway. So hold on. We're going to probably have a little can opening noise. Willow, why do you keep pawing? A glorious song from angels bending. Yeah, it's gonna bog down. It just doesn't like this size can. So that's going to be a challenge because my hands don't work so well with this. Y'all are going to have to be patient for a minute here. From angels falling near the earth. Come on. To touch their harps of gold. It doesn't want to grab it either. I wonder what it is about these kind of cans that I'm going to get it open. If I have to get a chisel and a mallet, I'm going to open that can of chicken. You watch me. You just hide and watch is what my mommy used to say. Just hide and watch. Well, let's try this one. To touch their hearts of gold. Oh, truly, indeed. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from hands of gracious King. The world in silent stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Peanut, honey, obviously I'm not looking at chat, so if you've asked the question, I have missed it. Mods, if it's a question you can answer, please feel free to answer for me. If it's not peanut, you're going to have to keep hitting me up, dear. I'm sorry. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men. From heaven's all gracious King. It's popping juice. It's popping chicken juice up on my face up because I'm popping it one little. New Orleans lady, you know what I should have done? I should have asked Bob for an industrial can opener. I told you though, where there's a will, there's a way. I heard the bells. Ha! On Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wide and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth. Cross your fingers, goodwill to men. Oh, you're not going to do it with a regular can now, are you? What is up with this business? Now, ordinarily, on a professional cooking show, there would be, it's like it's stripping the gear or something. It's like it wants to go and then it stops. I'm going to get this can open too. You watch me. It's like it's stripping the gears. Huh. Anyway, if this were a professional cooking show, which it obviously is not, well, all my gears are stripped. I just have, I have a kitchen full of stripped gears, both electric. So, you know, on a professional cooking show, there would be stagehands off to the side, and they would be standing there with like a backup can opener, and they would come rushing out and replace it for me. And then this would become what back in my TV days would have been referred to as outtakes. But nowadays on YouTube, it's something that my crazy friend and buddy Angel talks too fast. She will just clip it and make fun of me. Now, do not drain the juice off of the chicken, but do drain the juice off of the vegetables. And here's my very professional way of doing that. The lid, although it's been detached, is still on top. And so I have screens in my sink. And voila! Just like that, easy as can be, a drained, opened can of mixed vegetables. Now, because our chicken is in chunks, and because my hands are clean, although I'll wash them again just so you guys don't go, ew, because you touch the cans and the can openers and stuff. Okay, it's real chunky. I'm going to pour it into our mixing bowl first. And here's why I'm going to wash my hands again. Remember, keep the juice with the chicken now. It's important. When I was growing up, We were poor. My mother could do more with less than any human being I have ever met in my entire lifetime. She grew up in a farm family near Calico Rock, Arkansas. 11 kids, 2 girls. My mother's kitchen spices were Morton salt and black pepper. Here's a nice handy dandy tool that my hubby bought me for these kind of cans. Da 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 da. Just saying. So anyway, Mama did not have cutting boards, any kind of special kitchen tools. As a matter of fact, until I was 6 years old, my mother prepared everything, and my sister prepared everything we ate on a wood-burning cook stove. Okay? So these were my mother's mixing tools. So this chicken that's all chunky, big chunks, needs to be broken up. And this is the thing with which I will do that. Same way you mix a meatloaf. Now, of course, you don't mix everything like this, but there's just some things, you know, same way you pull pork, pull roast pork. You know, you want to make sure, obviously, that your hands are clean, which, back to the topic at hand, the real topic, I would like to insert here. Jody Sue Brown, if I were you, I would not make this dish. Not that you could, but if you could, if you do make this dish, I wouldn't, if I were you, use this as a mixing tool. Because from what I see on your channel, when you're live and you cam up, you got some nasty looking hands, girl. I wouldn't want to eat nothing them hands had been in, around, on, or anything. All right, I'm going to rinse the chicken off my hands. In with the chicken. I love you guys. Okay. Chicken. Okay. Mixed vegetables. Now, sometimes we have, like, if yesterday or the day before, I wouldn't go more than 3 days back, but if we had leftover veggies that are complementary, like if we had leftover peas and carrots or corn or maybe like a part of a baked potato that I could dice up, I would add it to this. But we don't have any of those kind of leftovers, so I'm just going to go with what's in the can. Then I'm going to take my can of, let's see, let me pull this in just a little. Take my can of real Campbell's condensed cream of chicken soup and my famous finger spatula. Okay. That finger spatula is just for getting the stuff out of the can, because I actually need Mama's wooden spoon to stir it up with. And it is right over here. Peanut, honey, I still haven't seen your question. I'm sorry. Now on my shelf, because we're, on Social Security and whatnot, seasoned salt, store brand, the cheap kind, but, preferably it would be, but I find they actually all taste, and I just do this to taste. Now, because Bob has high blood pressure and has had 2 strokes, that's all of that I'm going to do. Just enough to give it a little bit of flavor from the seasoned salt. And then I can always add more to it. Of course, it's not the same because it's not blended in. But my husband's blood pressure, his heart health, is way more important to me than, but you guys, okay. And that's it, y'all. Then you take your Mama's wooden spoon and you stir it up real good. Now, this isn't going to fill this souffle dish up. When I had the leftover veggies that I was talking about, is usually like when I could have used just a regular pie plate this time, y'all. But I'm in the habit of pulling out that deep souffle dish for it, because I usually have like some leftover green beans, some leftover potato, okay? And so there's more stuff in it. But we've already got it in there, so I'm going to go with it, okay? I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to prick. There are certain words that you can say and they don't mean what some people think they do. I'm going to prick randomly the bottoms and around the sides of our pie crust. Then I'm going to pick up this extremely heavy bowl and pour the filling into the pie crust. I'm telling you, there's a reason these old dishes last as long as they do, because they are made so well. But that also makes them less porous, and being more dense obviously makes them heavier. Okay, so for right now, I'm just going to sit that right there, and then I'm going to I can live with that. All right, now, just going to kind of, even it out a little bit. Okay. See, it's nice and thick. If we hadn't saved the juice from the chicken, it would be dry as all get out. Don't want it dry. Okay. And if you like it a little bit soupier, there's nothing wrong with, you can leave the juice from the veg-all or the mixed veggies if you want to. It's not going to hurt any, it'll just be a little bit looser. So then we take our second pie crust. Basically, y'all, we're making a pie. We're just making a pie. But it's not a fruit pie nor a cream pie. It's a chicken pot pie. Now, because that didn't fill it up, this is going to be a little bit challenging. I want to kind of even the crust up so it's kind of draped the same all the way around. And then we're going to cut off the excess pie crust, just following the outline of the bowl or the souffle dish. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Okay, a little ring of pie crust there. Okay, and then, like if you're making a pie, you're just going to tuck the top over the back of the side crust. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. The flames went up higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. Now we're going to crimp with the fork. By the way, in order to reduce the number of dirty dishes, we're crimping with the very same fork we pricked with. Okay, so we're just going around sealing our edges, covering our bases, making sure we're paying attention to detail and the facts of the matter. Just do a little prick here and there, just a few randomly. I almost feel like that painter dude that was on educational TV, speaking. Now we're going to just a little dab right there. Okay, now I like crust. I really like pastry a lot. I also was brought up by a mother who was born in 1918. So guess what was going on in northern Arkansas in the Ozark Hills and Hollers when my mother was a young teenager and a teenager, as well as across a lot of the world. It was called the Great Depression. She actually told stories of eating gravy made from cornmeal poured over cornbread. They had the milk because they had milk cow. So they had butter, buttermilk, milk, cream, okay? There were some things they had, some things they had to buy, but they couldn't get flour during a certain time. So, and sometimes times were so hard, they literally made gravy with water instead of cream or milk and reserved the milk for the 11 kids to drink. So the point of all that is I grew up with a mother who taught her children that the wasting of food, if avoidable, is abhorrent. I don't like to waste the leftover crust, plus I like pastry. So usually what I'll do is, let's see. I don't want my phone to fall out of this tripod. I'm cutting just little triangles. I'm not that artsy craftsy. And it's not going to come out to be some kind of gorgeous plant or flower, some Picasso or Van Gogh. It's just a way for an old crust lover like myself to keep from wasting it. Now, a person could actually, if I'd cut it in a different way, could have made what we call snickerdoodles, Quixie doodles, which is when you smear butter on them and then sprinkle it with sugar and cinnamon. Anyway, this is some softened butter. I'm just going to kind of paint it a little bit. And I just lay them on top. Butter helps it brown, and it also kind of helps them stick together. I just kind of circle them around on top. So, since I can't look at chat, I still haven't seen Peanut's question. Peanut may have said, I'm not going to do this. This old lady who obviously has no idea what she's doing when it comes to cooking shows. All right, so guys, here's another thing about this dish. It's very inexpensive, especially if you make your own pastry. Obviously, it's, several dollars more if you do what I'm doing here with the pre-made. And Pillsbury is a bit more expensive than the others, but you get what you pay for in most cases. Anyway, lost my train of thought. Hang on. I may actually end up making some Quixie doodles out of these other little pieces here, because I really have more than, I don't know. We'll see. But, it's talking about the expense of the dish. That's what it was. As you saw, we had 3 ingredients. A can of chicken, a can of mixed vegetables, and a can of cream of chicken soup with a little bit of seasoning. If we count our pastry, then we had, 5. And of course, I'm using the butter and whatnot. But you get what I'm saying is it is inexpensive to purchase the ingredients, relatively speaking. It is inexpensive. And if you're not jacking your jaws and making jokes and singing half the time, it's actually very quickly prepared. The bake time, as I mentioned a while ago, is only 35, maybe 45 minutes, depending on which dish you use. By the way, I almost always use glass. Sometimes I use metal baking ware. I don't know why. I just I'm particularly fond of Pyrex type dishes. So remember that if you use metal bakeware, the bake time is going to be longer than if you are using glass as in Pyrex. All right, it's not particularly beautiful, but it does have a bit of a, like a little wreath pattern to it, okay? The butter will make it nice and brown, and I've got a couple of pieces of pie crust left here that I'll just dust with some cinnamon sugar and put on a little reusable pie tin and just have me a little cinnamon crisp here in a little bit. Okay. But the thing is with your glass, babies, to kind of get serious for a moment. I really don't want to get serious till after the first of the year when we're going to get really serious. Like I said in this morning's upload, we're always going to have fun. I'm a cut up. I've always been a cut up. So we're going to continue to have our moments of fun. We'll always have our moments of music and whatnot. But I wanted to keep to what I said I was going to do. Through the new year, pretty much it's going to be real light like this. But after the first of the year, the things I talked about in the upload this morning. Witch Duchy, I don't know if you've seen it, honey, but you know what? No, I'm not going to. Let's finish this. Okay. If you saw it this morning, Dutchie, I mentioned Daniel Fallon again and the fact that you and I are working together. Dutchie, the trial for Scott Byron Lynn here in, well, it's pre-trial. Here in Cleburne County where I live, baby, just, well, I can be at the courthouse in 3 to 5 minutes walking across the creek and through the woods. Scott Byron Lynn's pre-trial is in January with trial scheduled for February. So I haven't been doing a good job while on holiday at home during the Christmas holiday season. But I did remind folks, Dutchie, if you're still here, that you and I have been, I couldn't find the word then and I can't find it now. So I basically just said what it is. You have put time and energy into getting information for me, us, my viewers, and you, for us to be able to collaborate, hopefully, on our channels in regards to Daniel Fallon out of Beaufort, South Carolina. And to remind you guys, if you didn't see this morning's reminders in the upload and you don't have time to go back and look at it, Daniel Fallon was in data retrieval for the school system. And he has been charged with 3 counts of solicitation of a minor over the internet. South Carolina. So let's see. Now, rather than putting plastic wrap over the top of our stunningly beautiful chicken pot pie, and when I pull it out of the oven this evening, I'll do like I often do when we do this kind of thing. Before we cut into it, I'll take a picture and post it on Community tab. Sorry about the glare, so that you guys can see it when it comes out. But if I can do this without, let's see, hang on. There we go. So, flip you back around here. Hi, the cats. Rather than, now if I was going to freeze it, which you can do in the proper dish. Oh, I didn't finish what I was saying about glass bakeware. The reason, if you don't know, but you probably do, that the baking time is shorter for glass cookware is whatever you're cooking in it is going to continue to cook for a number of minutes after you remove it from the oven. Okay, so that's why. Now, if I was going to freeze it, I would wrap it really good and tight with like a plastic wrap. But because it's going to go in the oven in a little over 2 hours, okay, I'm going to very loosely, because I don't want any condensation, which would make the crust tough. I'm just going to kind of loosely put this foil on there to put it in the fridge. See, it's just kind of sitting on there. But it won't hold in moisture, but not much will escape. Okay. Now, when I take it out of the fridge to put it in the oven, I will take off the aluminum foil and I will just put aluminum foil around the outside of the souffle dish gently and loosely over the outer crust where we crimped to keep it from over browning. Well, and then like right at the end, you pull that aluminum foil off for like maybe the last 5 minutes. Okay, so let me stick this in the fridge. And there is my and Bob's dinner for this evening. And because we have so many, I need some beet juice. I need to drink a little pickled beet juice, which will probably turn my teeth purple. And that'll give some clip channels something to laugh about, won't it? But it keeps me from having muscle cramps. So happy beet juice, pickled beet juice, home pickled beet juice. And you guys are like, no, it's not. She's drinking wine. No, I'm not. It really is pickled beet juice. If you could smell it, you could smell the cloves. Of course, there's another thought that comes to mind. If I truly am a witch, one might have difficulty discerning just exactly what it is I'm drinking. It looks a bit sanguine. Not to be confused with sangria. If you've never drank pickled beet juice, I really love it, and it really is for muscle cramps. It keeps you from having muscle cramps. If you're having a muscle cramp, by the way, no, I'm not a doctor, nor have I ever played one on TV or YouTube, but my doctor, when I saw him last month, he said, because I was whining about getting leg cramps in my calves so bad, it was waking me up in the middle of the night, you guys. During that time, I was like sick and just bleh. And I mentioned, and he goes, the moment he said, get up and get to the fridge and grab, he said, you keep dill pickles? I'm like, yeah, all the time. He said, you grab it and you get a slug of dill pickle juice straight out of the jar. Don't hesitate, just do it. And he said, I promise you, within just a few moments, that muscle cramp will be gone. He said, and if you like pickled beet juice, that works too. I like both. I will even drink green olive juice out of the jar because I like it. But is it beet juice or isn't it? I don't know. The vinegar tells me that it is. Okay. Now, I want to smoke a cigarette and look at your chat out on the front porch for a few moments before we say goodbye. This morning, before I went live, I made the day bed and I made the bed in the master bedroom. I swept the kitchen floor. I sanitized and wiped down the counters. I thought about what I wanted to do on this live. I stream of consciousness recorded and uploaded a 25-minute video for my channel. I fed 22 cats, changed out the water and their water fountains. By the way, I didn't get up until 7:30, Jody Sue, a.m. Got on a pot of water that is my homemade humidifier, just a big kettle of water with a little steam rising up off of it. I put breakfast dishes in the dishwasher, which did not need to be turned on because I unloaded it last night. And let's see. Oh, I scrubbed the toilet, cleaned the vanity counter, and wiped down the mirror in my bathroom, and sorted laundry, although I haven't started it yet. Now I've done a live stream while preparing, because I'm all that, not a homemade from scratch, although it be using canned items, and shown some folks who enjoy such things. I don't think I want to lick real better. How you can do a live stream, still take care of your home, your pets, and prepare dinner for your husband, and have your ass off to YouTube when he get home from work, so that he is not deprived after working all day, Jody Sue, like Andy did, while you're sitting on your ass at home like I do, working all day to make sure that I had the items to prepare the dish, very inexpensive dish, that I have the power for my electric stove to cook it in, bake it in, because I appreciate what he does for us in our household. So I get off of YouTube, generally speaking, before Bob comes home. And if we do anything on YouTube after Bob gets home, I'm doing it with him because we're over on Furry Feline Monsters of Mass Destruction, our cat rescue channel, which we do together for the most part. So that is a demonstration in how to accomplish some things in the morning. Oh, after feeding and watering the cats, that's the first thing I do. Well, no, first thing I do is go pee. Let's be honest. After I go pee, I start my coffee, which I set up the night before, when I went to bed at a reasonable hour instead of sitting up all night live streaming on YouTube. Let me put these over here. And by the time the cats were fed and watered, my coffee was ready, and I smoked an entire cigarette with a cup of coffee before I did the 25-minute stream of consciousness upload. It is now 1:51 in the afternoon, and I have a number of hours now that if I want to, I can just kind of not do anything, or I can do whatever. Jody Sue. Right. And by the way, Jody Sue, this is going to pretty much end after December 31st, 2022. You know, hints from Susan on household, combining household and YouTube. Now, all right, let me put my whatever it is back in the fridge. What kind of viscosity does that have on that glass? What kind of concoction has she made? Will-O-Wisp, you get down right now. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Nope. Nope. Will-O-Wisp. Thank you, darling. Okay. I really do want to look at your chat before we run out of battery power. Battery power. Will-O-Wisp, what is your deal? Okay. So, let me put my rather sanguinish looking liquid with a rather strange viscosity in the refrigerator. Along with all my other potions and things for the making of them. Whoa, death come knocking at that liar's door. Said, oh, liar, are you ready to go? She said, no, Lordy, no, Lordy, no, 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 'cause I ain't got on my traveling shoes. She said, no, Lordy, no, Lordy, no, 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 'cause I ain't got on my traveling shoes. Oh, death come knocking at that stripper pole person dancer's door. Said, oh, pole dancer, are you ready to go? She said, no, Lordy, no, Lordy, no, 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 'cause I ain't got on my traveling shoes. Ain't done my duty. Said, no, Lordy, no, Lordy, no, 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 'cause I ain't got on my traveling shoes. Whoa, death come knocking at that singer's door. Said, oh, singer, are you ready to go? And I said, yes, Lordy, yes, Lordy, yes, 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 'cause I just got on my traveling shoes. Let's go travel to the front porch, have a cigarette. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. 420 in the house after the live stream. Just saying. Y'all, remember my dispensary delivery guy came while we were live the other day? Birdie freaked out. She was like, don't answer the door like that. I was like, Birdie, it's my dispensary delivery guy. I told y'all I had never tried a hybrid. I'm putting my soda in the freezer so it'll kind of get frosty. Got my cigarettes in my pouch. I'm going to look at chat when we get out here. I had never tried in all these years of illegal smoking. I've got my card. You guys know that. It's medical. Anyway, I never tried a hybrid. And this, hang on a second. This is called, I kind of like it and I kind of don't. I like sativa in the day and indica at night. I don't want to be draggy. Oh my goodness, there's a couple of things laying here on my desk that I was like, I want to bring this up, but we've already been on for almost an hour and 30 minutes. Hang on. It's called buttermilk biscuits. And then there's a dash. Buttermilk biscuits. Here we go. Anyway, it's pleasant. It's not as high in THC as I prefer, but I'm just trying a couple of things new and different, and I thought I'd try a hybrid. So anyway, I'm not promoting the use of marijuana or drugs. My prescription is I have a legal medical card for medical marijuana through the Department of Health in the state of Arkansas. So I am in no way attempting to promote drug use or smoking weed, especially illegally. I was trying to remember, when was it? When did I get arrested? 1980. I have to stop and think about what was going on in my life at that time, my situation. I think it was 1981. And I had a joint. And y'all, I'm telling you, back in them days, that was like some serious shit. Oh my God, she's got a joint. I got arrested on felony charges. They busted it down to a misdemeanor. I paid a $150 fine. They took my joint. And I was on probation for a year. Did I not smoke weed for that year? Please. I was a hippie. Still, even in 1981, I know. Still am today, actually. In some ways. All right. That's not the best background to look at. I know, babies. Wish I could give you something a little more pleasant in the background, but kitty cat dishes. Let me get a cigarette lit here and I'll look at your chat. But this is the best place to sit the tripod. It's the most secure place to sit the tripod on this little table, and then I can sit down and whatnot. Hi, Angel. You're on your way to the store, so you'll be listening for a few minutes? All right, baby. I'm just about to get off here. I didn't actually mean to be on here this long, but it's a fun way for me to pass time in my day as well, while my hubby's at the lumber yard working. And so, all right. Now, if you're new, I'm wearing bifocals. These are progressive bifocals. My vision has been rather severely impaired by relapsing multiple sclerosis, which is also why from time to time my speech pattern will be a little bit, I don't know, just kind of wonky. So in order to see your chat, I have to tilt my head back. So if you're new, please don't think, oh, well, this snooty old lady's looking down her nose at us. No, babies, I literally have to do it to see through the part of my lens to see your chat. So, which keeps disappearing. Y'all, I'm not going to go into any detail or anything. It's not my story to tell. But keep some really positive, send some positive vibes towards Angel Talks Too Fast for the next couple of days. This is a hard time of year for her, and I'll just leave it at that. Valerie, you love weed and you don't want to live without it. You thought that about cigarettes at one time, but you quit nicotine because you were. I can't say I'm not a slave to nicotine because if I don't have them, uh, I can get pretty dang grumpy pretty dang fast. So obviously, I have a nicotine addiction. Um, the only thing good I can say about my smoking habits, baby, is that it does take me 2 days to 2.5 days to smoke a pack. You know, it takes me 3 or 4 tries to finish, and I smoke a really good brand. Um, and I'm not here. I'm not promoting smoking, but um, I enjoy it very much. It's relaxing for me. So probably at my age, I probably never quit cigarettes. But what song does she want, Brandy B? Did she ask for one? Angel baby, if you're driving, don't be looking over at your hubby smokes American Spirit as well, Dutchie. The light green ones. That's a menthol, isn't it, babe? Angel, honey, if you're driving to the store, don't be looking over at chat. But we are talking about you in the chat room. All good stuff. You know, I wouldn't allow it if it wasn't. I get so nervous when I'm sitting out. When you guys see me casting my eyes aside, it's because I have an outdoor rescue kitty that makes me think it's going to go towards the road. And there's a little pickup truck coming down the way. And it makes me really nervous. Honey, your chat just disappears so fast. It's incredibly irritating. But yeah, I like menthol. Summertime at last, honey. I don't. Is that Brandy? Are you saying that's the song? Carrie, Mama smokes American Spirit too. Yeah, Frank, we do love you, you ornery little Dickens. Frank's funny. He cracks me up. Dutchie quit cigarettes in 2018. You vape a little bit, babe, but mostly just cannabis. Yeah. We're praying for safe travels, mercy, and grace for our sweet Angel. Angel, what folks are saying, basically, is how much you mean. You mean so much to so many of us. The work you do on Summer's behalf, your statement analysis, your sense of humor. You know, you're just delightful and quirky, and I mean that as a compliment. The quirky. You're the kind of quirky that is just, you know, your laugh, the way you know. So far, everything I know about you, I love. But Brandy B, honey, if the song is "Summertime at Last," I'm not familiar with that. Do you mean "Summertime and the Living is Easy"? Do you mean that one? Yes, Valerie. Angel is another voice of reason. She is indeed TT. That the kind that is desperately needed in this dark world. I agree, TT. Angel, Carrie Bishop is saying that she loves you. It was 2 separate songs, baby. Oh, so summertime, and at last, da 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 da. You mean that at last? Okay, baby, I don't have the kitty, the water fountains. Have you not been over on Furry Felines of Monsters of Mass Destruction? They love the kitty fountains, and it's so easy. I do have to figure out what filters I need to order for them and order filters. They're not, of course, not ready to be changed yet. But Jenica, they even came with little teeny brushes to clean them out. Yeah, it recommends you clean them out every 2 weeks. But everybody, the 4 Ninja Kittens have one, and the Indoor Rescues have one. And they are totally adjusted to their water fountains, and they love them. So, Peanut, honey, let me see if I can scroll back up. Okay. Peanut is like, I'm never coming back to this channel again. This woman, baby, it won't let me scroll back up that far. Well, I'll be frank, it's no concern of yours. For one thing, you're across the pond in the United Kingdom, where, by the way, we have biker friends. Just saying. We also have some in Germany and Italy as well, and a few in France and Sweden. But that's beside the point. Bob finds me delightful and challenging. Peanut, I'm scrolling back up. Peanut wants you to puff your cheeks out as far as you can. Okay, are you going to like clip this and put it on a clip channel of some sort? I'm game for anything. I don't care. I don't, Brandy B, honey, and others, I don't know all the words to At Last, and I've never, ever, ever performed it. So I will, but not today. I can't do At Last today, but I can do Summertime. And my neighbors will probably come out. The dogs, if you will likely hear howling dogs, because I really do need to get off of here. And I seen you guys out. And you need to go watch this morning's upload. It's important. Please. I'm going to sit out here with a muffler, 3 layers on top, 2 layers on bottom, as well as fuzzy slippers and socks, and sing Summertime. So if you hear dogs howling, could easily be the children of the night or the hounds of Baskerville. I am a witch after all. Not. You hear my eyes rolling around in the top of my head. Just saying. Okay. My nose is getting red. And my lipstick's all worn off. Ooh! Gotta think for a second. If I start out too high, it'll be a disaster. Summer time, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. God that is rich, and your mama good looking. So hush, little baby, Don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and take to the sky. But till that morning, there ain't nothing gonna harm you. Nothing, Summer. Please, God. So hush, our sweet baby. Don't you cry. I would tell you to behave yourselves, but I don't see any point in wasting my breath and your time. We all know you're not going to do it. So go have some fun and stay safe. And don't ever forget for one single moment, day or night, there truly is one crazy old cat lady out here on the mean streets of YouTube who loves you no matter what. And I'm going to see on the flip-flop whether you like it or not. That is, well, should you choose to tune in. I love you. And I'll take a picture of the chicken pot pie and post it. All right, for real. Bye-bye. Hey, no, one last thing. Don't forget, I have eyes in the back of my head. Just saying.